Hi, I'm Daniel Sturridge and you're watching Redmen TV.
Hello, that's the Redmen TV. It's the Uncensored match build-up show. The Merseyside Derby looms big on the horizon this Sunday, and we're going to talk about it. We've got Chris Page, of course, and winging their way in from Toffee TV.
Part unknown.
We've got Ped and Matt Jones sitting in for the injured Barry Cash.
Replaced Barry Cash, I think you mean.
Yeah, the new.
God, I'm on it again now. You've said that.
It's actually Baz's lad. That's how old Baz is.
Yeah, it's a mad one because when we did this show last year, you were quite down in the dumps, but in a gallows humour kind of way. It's going really well this season so far.
You say that last season. I've been in a gallows humour kind of mood about Everton for like 25 years. To be fair, yeah, it's going unexpectedly good. I thought we were going to be absolutely turgid this season.
Yeah.
We've got all the players. We just didn't seem to have a style of play. Roberto Martinez was insistent on everything just being pass with no end product. But since I'd say 60 minutes against Watford, things have suddenly clicked and changed, and he's found the formula. Certainly found something, and the players have found a belief, and it's just gone on from there.
It's mad, like I said before. I hadn't looked at the league table, Chris, and then these are they're like fifth in the league. That's not.
Is it 2 points ahead of us?
Do you know what?
I think my team be only one, but
do you know what?
Let's
Honest to God, I don't look at league tables.
Yeah, it's just a point.
And that's not like an Everton thing. I just generally don't like bothering till November. I just don't see the. I don't see the point, because you look at teams like.
Hang on a second. Does that mean you're not going to make any references to the fact?
No,
that
I'm not bothered. Well, no, but someone said the other night when we beat West Brom, oh, that's took Everton against Liverpool. And I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's September, and also, you're not the yardstick. Yeah. I'm sorry to blow anyone's. But
hang on, don't tell Everton's marketing department. So shit creek.
Maybe that's our
We've had solid starts as well to the season, haven't we? You've had that run of away games which have been quite tough. We've played a lot of really tough teams in the opening few weeks, and I think Ped was touching on before there. That's kind of helped us in a way, because at our best in the Martinez has been when we've been counter-attacking against teams, and teams have come on to us and gave us space to break into. And what was really encouraging about the West Brom game in that last half an hour was the way, even though they sat deep and bunkered in and didn't give us much space, we were still able to break them down. And that's something last season that he didn't really have an antidote for. So that is really encouraging going forward for us.
I think that's the one of the worrying things for us to some extent, Chris.
When teams do that, we can't break them
Well,
down.
no, it's bad enough because we struggle with big target men at the best of times, and you saw
men and wingers
and what world are we living in here, Matt? I feel like I'm in a parallel universe.
I know, it's bad, isn't it? But that's that. I mean, Lukaku's always going to be the threat. But particularly that performance, the goals he scored.
Well, yeah, I mean, but then you could look at his performance before he got onto the sheet, and it's typical Lukaku, isn't it? He's good when he's asked, and he's lazy and lethal at the same time, because for the last 20 minutes he could have had a hat-trick or something in that game against West Brom, but before that there was nothing there from him. So, for me, it's which Lukaku turns up, because if it's the top scorer in Belgium in Premier League history, which he is, then we've got to be worried. But if it's the Lukaku,
doesn't that prove that he generally does turn up then?
Not really, no.
He doesn't have to turn up all game. He just turns up when he wants.
He has
I'm not
bursts
saying
in
he's a bad
matches.
striker, I'm just saying he's lazy. I don't think he tracks enough for the team and stuff like that. You're still getting end product out of him. So that's Sam. That's what you want from a forward at the end of the day.
His coach,
I wouldn't be happy with his performances on the pitch all the time.
His coach of his first team made a really good point a few weeks ago, and he said he was that good at scoring when he was like 15 and 16 that he just didn't make any of the other adjustments to his game. And it's a really good point, because you do see games like that all the time, like the West Brom game, where you go on social media and people are just going, why is this fella playing? Why is he in a blue shirt? Why is he doing this? And then he goes and scores two, and then and assists the other one, and that's him in a nutshell. Now, it's not, you can't put your finger on what the defining factor is. Now, the last half an hour against West Brom, Naismith started moving up front with him, and then Kone come on and moved up front. And when he plays in a two and finds those pockets of space, he is a different player. He's just not someone who can play up front on his own. His actual size hinders him.
He can do it, but it's not the best way.
There's not many strikers in the league who are good at leading the line on their own.
No.
You know, there's a handful, if that. Like, it's so much easier for a striker to play up top with somebody else.
There's a lot of misconceptions about this game, I think, because like you mentioned, you look at the size of him and you think he's going to be a big barrel-chested striker, great holding the ball up, bullying defenders, and he's actually quite tepid in a way. He doesn't really relish the physical battles that often, and the goal he scored against West Brom, that first one, the header, that's not really a typical Lukaku goal. He's someone who needs the pitch to open up in front of him, really, all in all, and when you get teams that come and sit in against us, he's not been able to do that, and I think that's why Martinez has played Kone in the early weeks of the season, because he's a player who, you know, he's got his flaws, but he's good on the ball. He can hold it up and he can bring him into play, and that has helped him. But I agree with what you're saying about him. I think there are tweaks in his game, just in regards to the way the movements he makes, the runs he makes, closing people down. You know, they're not things that he can't learn how to do, and if he does do them, he'd be a much better player overall.
He's not the finished product. That's.
Yeah.
He's still only 22.
Yeah.
You forget that. Yeah.
But when he is, he'll play for someone else.
There we go.
No, but he will. He will. No, but that's not. He will
Hey,
be.
listen, use resist big money move for your players.
Yeah,
now,
we put them on the.
No, we don't.
We put them on the
Fuck
contract.
that, we sell our best player
We
every
put them on the
season,
contract and keep.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Can you do that?
You can do that apparently.
Is it like this every year on the show?
Yeah, it's literally like I always say, like, it's that 8 Mile. It's like trying to get all the best insults out yourself, so no one else can beat you with them. Like, except you just it's self-deprecation corner twice a season now. I'm looking forward to this game. I didn't think I would be looking forward to it, but it's amazing because in it how actually winning a game and scoring some goals. It's not like I'm not confident going into it. I'm as confident as I'm going into any derby. I guess I'm just quite looking forward to it.
I'm too, right? Like, you know, the way that we've played over the last couple of weeks, the way that we've created chances and stuff means that you can look forward to the footy. Before that, going to the footy was a chore. You know, you're turning up at Anfield and you're seeing 2 strikes on target and you're getting beaten 3-0 by West Ham. It's not fun. You know, but the last couple of games that we've been to, you know, we've drawn at Norwich, we had 23 shots. You know, we had Carlisle where we had like 45 shots. As much as you can say it's Carlisle, it's fun to watch, and that's why we go the game, you know what I mean? That's what it's about.
I won't go that far.
I do. I go the game to enjoy it, like watch good football, whether it be their team or mine.
No, you go out of some sort of
You're a mental
crushing, like what's the word? Like
habit. It's just habit.
The habit.
No, I mean that's what it was like last season. Goodison. It was a chore to go and watch what was being said in front of you.
Did you want the manager out?
No. And you can go through all the tapes and you can go through all the radio shows and all the podcasts and anything else that I've done in the last... No, I've never ever said that because things could turn around and bite you on the arse. So I would never... No, I've never said that.
You didn't say it, but did you think it?
I didn't want Walter Smith out. So why would I want... I am not someone who sees the value in sacking managers. I never have.
No.
It's just not me to make a decision of that importance.
there were definitely big doubts creeping in though for me in some of the decisions he was making. I can think back to the way when Tim Howard came off the team, he had the terrible first start to the season. He was costing us goals on a weekly basis really, and he brought Rob Leslin, who did well, and he's a player who's got a lot of stick, and he came into the team and nailed down a place, got a few clean sheets, but he took him straight off the team then, and just this little decisions like that where you think what kind of precedent are you setting there with what you're doing, and the style of football we were playing was stagnant. It was quite boring, but I think he's starting to win people back over this year. I think the way he's integrated some young players into the team, the likes of Galloway and Brown, and they've done really well. And I think the style of football that we played as well has been a lot more direct. We've been a lot more solid defensively, and it's won people back over on his side. I think
it's a mad one, isn't it, Chris? Because I think both teams last season struggled with the highs of the season before to some extent, and I think Everton are just as much as Liverpool. That everything was so good compared to how we expected it to be the season before. That the last season was kind of like, why isn't it this good?
I think
anymore?
what you noticed last season, probably the difference was that all the teams who sort of played possession football tended to struggle a little bit last season. You know, teams were starting to work them out, and I think Everton and Liverpool both fell foul of that at times. And you know, there's Rodgers changed our formation a couple of times during last season to sort of get around it, and he's having to go the same this way because people know how Liverpool play and people knew last season.
It's the football cycle, isn't it? Yeah. It's the football cycle. It's you only have to look at. I always think whoever wins the European Cup sort of dictates how people play. Yeah. And you only have to look how Barcelona changed that style last season. You know, you go back to a couple of years before, it was just the greatest football you'd ever seen. Then Real Madrid changed things around. They countered the Barcelona style by having the counter attack style, and then Barcelona to counter that again. They brought Suarez in, and it was a combination of the two. And it's almost like, you know, without even daring referencing Barcelona the way we play, but it's almost that style of having players you can pass, but also just saying, no, what, we're just going to go knock it long, or we're just going to throw a cross into the box. And that's what we found this season. And I also think with Martinez, he's someone he's really, really good at PR, very much like your own manager. But he also knows that he's got time on his side. He's not going to get the sack. Bill's not going to sack him. Bill's got more chance.
I think he's getting him in the Champions League.
There's more chance of Bill sacking his Dorothy than sacking our manager. And I think as football fans, we are very, very impatient. Of course we are. We're told all the time by everybody, it's got to be now, it's got to be now, it's got to be now. Whereas Roberto Martinez has gone, you know what, I'm going to leave this for about 3 or 4 seasons and watch it develop and watch players develop. But he just didn't tell us. Do you know what I mean? Because he can't tell us. Because,
that's exactly the problem.
Because that doesn't sell tickets.
Yeah.
That doesn't... It doesn't...
Okay, lads, it's going to be shit for 3 years, but please renew your season tickets.
That's almost the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the commercial side of things against, you know, what's actually going to happen on the pitch. And with a club like Everton, that's even worse, because you need all those, ticket sales.
You've got to sell those half-season tickets.
You've got to. But, you know, oddly enough, oddly enough, we've got more season ticket holders than Liverpool have. So that's another thing you got to
put on the list. What about the list, lad?
Well, the list, lad. The list, the fabled list.
I just wanted to draw everyone's attention while we're here. We did some collabs with the lads. Bubble football, which seemed like a fucking amazing idea at the time. So we did. If you've not seen them already, do go and check out what we did. 2 on 2, which was epic.
And obviously the most important.
And the most important one, the one you wanted to win. And then there was also the shootout, which is going to be on their channel, and then Dizzy bubble pens as well, which was just horrible, but I'm sure probably quite amusing to watch. So go and check those out. They
I'm tired.
We did what we were finished, and we did one more bit of filming, and basically Chris knocked me over and I swatted me head on the floor.
I wasn't involved, so I was just by the sounds of it, I was quite glad about it.
You're the only one whose eyes are not glazed over.
What are we talking about? What day is it?
Yeah. I've lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
But that's what for you.
Sorry, no.
To be fair, though. To be fair, I was going to say I'm just tired, but you're actually concussed.
Slightly concussed. Probably why I'm looking forward to the match. It's
the morphine.
Yeah, that's fine. I need to get some off Barry. So there's obviously go and check those out. It was good fun, I guess. When I recovered my breath.
Do you know the odd thing about this derby? You know, saying all those hijinks, that this is going to be the first derby for a long time where there's no one like kicking each other. There's no.
What about McCarthy and Milner? They'll have a little.
I don't think they will.
Barry and Milner.
I think
let's have it now.
McCarthy's going to pick up a yellow in 5 minutes.
2 players guaranteed to get a yellow card in this game: Gareth Barry and James Milner, 100%.
Well, I was going to say the only genuine hard one on the pitch is obviously Stephen Naismith. You know, he's the only genuine hard one on the pitch.
That's because he's
I don't know if he's hard. He's just a bit of a narc.
He's a narc. He's a narc. But there is no narcs, really, is there, in this game?
Danny Ings is a bit of a narc.
Emre Can's a bit of a narc as well.
But
he's just directs it more at Liverpool players than the opposition.
Yeah, but you think of those players in terms of like old school.
Oh, it's a joke.
It's just ridiculous, isn't it? You know,
Yeah. So Tommy Schmidt going up against Danny Ings, like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Even Scrappy Doo Henderson's not playing, is he? So, you know what I mean? You've even got that faux pas Hardman not playing. But
Ross Barkley would probably be the only local player on the pitch as well, won't he?
He's not local.
Think about it.
He is local. What are you on about?
Is he?
Well, he's got Nigerian in him, but he's local.
Oh, sorry, no, I'm thinking of Rodwell. That's my mistake.
Well, he doesn't even play. He plays for Sunderland.
I know. I'm just
it's not local for them.
It is a concussion.
What year is this? We just won the Champions League, don't you know? No, sorry, I'm wrong. Where in Liverpool is he from?
Wavertree.
Oh, right. Southend.
Yeah, he's on the
Come on, man, there's something.
Exactly, but we're Wolves apparently, so fucking, you know what I mean? So's Barkley.
Well,
he's
not as Southend as some of us, but, you know...
some of us, like, yeah.
You know, some of us were born on the docks. Quite literally.
So, yeah, no, you're right. He probably, unless... Actually, you know what wouldn't surprise me in this is if, and it depends, obviously, we're filming this before the European game. Oh, joy. Is Rossiter being involved? I mean, whether he'd start, but we've had good success with that in recent years. Like Dalglish did him and thrown Spearman into the derby. We've seen Flanagan get chucked in these games, and just having someone on the pitch who actually get
they roll off the tongue.
Yeah. Mr. the legends of the men of yore.
I think the problem is, and why I don't think he'll be involved, especially from where it goes, is that Brendan Rodgers is under too much pressure to be messing around with youngsters at the moment, especially in a game against Everton.
You said that, not me.
Would that not buy him some time though? When people look at it and think, you know, fair play to him. He's given a local lad a go in a derby game.
What it'll go is, what a tip Brendan Rodgers in is get him out of our fucking club.
No. That's the thing. I must admit, yous are in a well, no, you're not in a win-win situation because you just want to win the fucking game, but you're in a double win situation that like yous could be the tipping point. You know what I mean? Like if you get a win in the weekend, we
were talking. It reminds us a bit about when Roy Hodgson came as manager that year and Everton won 2-0.
It was our best performance this season.
Exactly, yeah. And Liverpool had that kind of feel to them then. The manager was under a lot of pressure and it was kind of...
John Henry was in the stand, to be fair, though, let's be honest.
But it was kind of like that. If Everton won, you couldn't see any way back for him. I don't know if Rodgers, you feel like it's too far along for him now anyway, but you get the sense if he loses this game on Sunday, then that could be the end for him. And
I suppose and it's sad to say, there's not much riding on the game, is there? Apart, maybe Brendan Rodgers' future, but it's sad.
The manager in the direction of the football club.
You don't really seem to be that arse. You just don't want to wear caps and glasses and be clops. No, but it is sad in a way though that there's very, very little on the game, as in.
You say that though, but you know, in I know you're not looking at the table per se, but this season's mad. There's nothing to say that I'm not saying breaking into top four looks overly ambitious, but being there or thereabouts, I think that fourth place scrap is going to be a lot more open than it's been for the future.
Look at the fixtures this weekend as well though. Man United play Arsenal. If that doesn't play out as a draw, then you within 3 points of Manchester United, who were top of the table and stuff I'm not
looking at the table.
Yeah, so
I
probably should.
You should.
Because you might think something's riding on the game.
No, what I mean is though, this is a derby that's really gone under the radar in a way. You know, there's no...
It's because we've got C on tonight.
Could you have said that in a slightly lesser high-pitched voice?
Can we add some bass in the edits? Can we put some reverb on that? Like?
No, it does feel like it's gone under the radar slightly. I don't know.
So Tom's laughing because he's like, yes, we can.
I think it's a massive game for us because
19 minutes, Tom.
I think it's a massive game for us because our record in these games has been so bad down the years, and I know it is just one game, but these are the type of matches that we don't win, and they turn seasons on, don't they? I always think back to when you nearly won the league in 13-14, and that 4-0 against us.
All the fucking time. We talk about it every week.
But that game at Anfield, the 4-0, that's what really set you off, wasn't it? That season.
That was the point where you were talking about the title a couple of weeks before that, and we were both flying as teams, and that was where you're right. I guess for Liverpool, it's like if Brendan Rodgers is right and he is getting his team back up and running, then he should go and get a result from good as somebody equally. You know what I mean? It could go if it goes the other way, then it's. Goes one or two ways, it's Derby, isn't it? Like, I hope they do. Regardless of the manager's future, I just can't be asked.
I think you'll have to play really well to beat us. I think that's one thing I would say. Yeah. I think you'll have to play really well.
I think there's going to be goals in this game.
Yeah, I think there'll be goals.
I don't think there'll be the needle that there normally is.
No.
But I think there'll be. I'm hoping that we can just if we've got the likes of Ings and Milner on the pitch, they add a little bit of intensity to our game, and we actually make an effort to try and amp it up and see what happens, because it could end up being like in Team America where they build it up like they have a big fight, whoa, and then they just go like this. That's kind of what it's going to be like with the players we've got. They go, whoa, yeah, I'm going to fucking batter. You think it's going to be like some fucking bloodbath, and they just get up and have a slap fight in the middle of the pitch.
It's an odd one. Derbies just don't really do for me anymore. Anyone who's at Wembley for that last semi-final, just like, yeah.
I didn't go to it, thank you.
Well, I did. I
was on the other side of the world in
Everton
South
absolutely
Africa.
destroy Liverpool in the first half.
But you know what's good? You know what happened in that full time and that, of course you'll remember, but there was no kick-offs. Evertonians went, yeah, we can't. Same old, and you just kind of just quietly filtered out and went home. And I can actually see that from the flip in this game is that, because we're kind of, there's so much, I think the general expectation now is that it's not right under Rodgers. If you just go and prove that, I think most Liverpool fans are going to be.
I think it's definitely about Everton, and it might just be the fans getting over the psychological side. Because I say it every most years. If Liverpool were wearing someone else's kit, we'd probably beat them convincingly all the times. And it's that Liverpool kit that stopped us so many times. You know, Liverpool have had poor sides in the last few years. You know, take the year before out, that we comfortably should have beaten them or beaten them by better scores. And there's always that block that it's Liverpool. We just can't get over it. And it does start with the fans, don't get me wrong, because players come and go, managers come and go. So it must come from somewhere. And
it's that weight of expectation, isn't it?
But it's also, like you said before, it's the nonsense of everything being all about Liverpool. Commercial department's always been like, we go the game and this and that. And it's crap. It winds me up so much.
It puts a lot of pressure on the game as well,
it
doesn't
does.
it?
It's like, well,
you know,
if Liverpool finish 17th, we'll be happy. If we finish 16th, it's like, what are you on?
The People's Club.
Well, that's true. You know, that's
no. You know, you're right though, isn't it? That it does it gears into everything, because it just gives us ammunition. The same. I mean, there's plenty of our club thrown back the other way, but you know, if you know all that, like we own the fucking city and all that kind of stuff, like, you know what I mean? It just makes it.
Well, you own all the hotels. I mean, no. But
and the houses around our grounds.
Yeah. None of our kids in the shop anyway. You wouldn't even know there wasn't a team in the city.
No, but it does wind me up that, you know, Liverpool at some point, I don't know whether it was Premier League or what, but it was clearly defined that Liverpool was Derby, was like Manchester United, and that was it. That was our priority. But that was good, because you were going after the best, and we haven't. And that, you know what I mean? We haven't, though. There's been times where there's been times where we've just gone, look at the other years when we finished above you, like 2 years in a row, and there was a section of our fans who were absolutely delighted with that. And like, why? Yeah. Why are you delighted about finishing above?
This is it. Well, this is what always gets me about the rivalry, and I always said I want Liverpool and Everton to be the best and second best clubs in the league, and it was when it's how far Liverpool have fallen, and Everton fucking clearly as well. It's like ends up as this fucking petty little shittiness where we're fighting over 7th place in the fucking league.
It's sad. It's sad, but in ways I've had to look at it the other way, and you know, people, you look around the city now, you look up and you see your stand getting built, and it's like, well, and I go, no, I'm made up that Liverpool are building that stand, because that means that someone at Everton is going, oh no, lads, someone better ring a steel workplace, get that one going up, you know. That it's like someone at the club's going, well, we've got to do something here, because they're building a big stand, so we're going to have to build a big stand, and that's what sometimes it feels like. Yeah. So.
Oh well, there we go. We're slipping, lads.
We're
slipping. All these details that the concussion's starting to take over. It's spreading. Should we have some score predictions? What would you reckon?
I think because it's not going to be as feisty as usual, Everton are going to try and fight Liverpool as much as they would have done in previous years. I think we'll go into it, we'll try and play football, and the momentum from that game on Monday will carry us through, and I think we'll win 3-1.
Okay. 3-1 as well. Exactly. You read me mind, man.
I think Liverpool are going to win. I think it's going to be 3-2.
Fucking hell.
Really? You thought so as well? No.
I think
Sturridge is going to fucking score a couple.
Yeah.
I think, you know, again, talking about momentum, well, for Sturridge, he scored 2 at the weekend, and I think he's going to roll up there, score another 2, taken off after 70 minutes. They'll score 2, and maybe someone will just fucking nick one man at the end.
Yeah,
the good news is, though, is that Jake, our cameraman, he provides the subways for Sturridge. True story. And
I met Scale.
Nice. There you go. So infused
by the Does he eat nails?
What?
Does he eat nails?
So if Sturridge ducks out with the shit, you know why?
Turn that camera onto that man there. Hunt him down. And fucking get him.
This is into collaboration spirit. Yeah, there you go. Never mind. So we
there are other sandwich shops available.
Other sandwich shops are available.
That don't give you the shit.
Pansy Potters has gone, hasn't it?
Pansy Potters has gone. I used to love that shit.
Anyway, yeah. So
Poppy seed and nudges.
that is the big wall. There we go. If there was under any doubt. Anyway, I think 3-2 because I think it'll be a mad game, and I'm hoping that we come out on top, and it's dead controversial to add it to the list.
No, I don't want to
put it in the book.
Yeah.
So we get a dodgy penalty, or it's someone's hand, and Sturridge controls it with his hand and slots it or something. Ooh. Not because I want to win dirty. I know that you.
Well, I think you've proved. I think you've proved otherwise today. Let's be honest.
Mate, I'm fucking concussed for the words. Right, so we're going to wrap that up there. Let us know your thoughts ahead of the game. Let me know your score predictions and how you think the game is going to go in general. Do you think that there will be any needle? And if so, who will provide it? Do go and check out the rest of the content, and Chris is going to go over onto Toffee TV. A thrill, I'm sure. And we also got the Bubble Football as well, which across both channels. Do check them out. Subscribe to Toffee TV as well, and we'll see you post match.
12, 13, 14. Oh, he stopped. 14 and a half. He's got to get half more to do a 15. 15.